More and more of us are moving towards electric vehicles, which is absolutely fantastic. But despite that shift, there's still a huge amount of people out there who aren't convinced about installing a home electric vehicle charger. They think it's more efficient to drive to a public charging point. And with half of Brits unsure about the cost of charging at home, that's a belief that isn't going to change anytime soon. Time to find out more about home charging. I'm George Clarke, and I'm taking on ScottishPower's Great Green Challenge. As their greener living ambassador, I'm going on a road trip across the country, in an EV of course, to meet people who've made the journey to greener living. I want to learn from them how to make that journey easier and more achievable for everyone. Why? Because 2/3 of people in the UK think that greener living is out of reach. My task is to prove that it's not, and maybe tackle a few myths along the way. I'm off to Scotland for day one of ScottishPower's Great Green Challenge on tour. The challenge I've been set is one I discovered 200 miles away, back home in London. George, almost 40% of Brits say no amount of saving would convince them to get a home EV charger. We'd like you to take a trip to Scotland and discover all the reasons why they should change their minds. Good luck. I'm heading to Winchburgh, which is just outside Edinburgh. It's a long journey, 400 miles door to door, and the electric car I'm driving will need a charge before I get there. So my first challenge is finding a public charger and recharging my batteries while I'm at it. You see, I don't think we know enough about electric vehicles. We certainly don't know enough about home charging. And if we don't have all the facts, how can we make informed decisions? On one hand, we know almost 40% say installing a charger won't make financial sense for them. But on the other, almost 50% of us have no idea what home charging actually costs. Others are put off by how long they think it takes to charge the car in the first place and how far a charge will take them. My EV road trip will be a journey of discovery. But take this car. One charge can get you around 330 miles of travel and possibly even more. And there's so many cars on the market now with a similar range. The technology is getting better and better all the time. But some drivers get range anxiety, which is fair enough. You're always worried about where the next charge might be, but you shouldn't be. A little bit of preparation, plan your journey, look where those potential charging points are. The good news is there are over 85,000 public chargers in the UK now. That's huge compared to what it was like just a few years ago. So don't worry, just enjoy your drive. According to the map, there should be a public charger right about here. This one takes less than an hour to give me an 80% charge. More than enough time to get me where I'm going. And having a decent stop or two along the way is good for the mind and the body. It gives me the chance to stretch my legs, grab a coffee, and catch up on emails. And here we are in the village of Winchburgh to meet Carlo and Angie. Carlo and his partner Anggi moved into this new build house just over 4 years ago. Having their own driveway for the first time was the trigger for getting an EV and a home charger. I can smell lovely food. Have you been cooking?
Yes.
Oh, it smells fantastic. Carlo, Anggi, lovely to meet you.
Nice to see you as well.
Thank you for having me at your house. I'm not spotting any Scottish accents between the two of you.
No, absolutely not.
Where are you both from?
Well, I'm from Italy, from Genova.
From Genoa, yeah. And you, Anggi?
I'm from down south, from Indonesia. Yeah, and here I am here.
South. I love that. And what brings you to Scotland? Why did you move here?
Work.
Him.
Him? It's his fault.
Yes.
Yes.
It's his fault.
So you've lived here for quite a few years. How long have you had this house?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years here.
And what sort of house did you live in before?
Before we were living in a flat in Edinburgh.
And with a flat in Edinburgh, I'm assuming that have some restrictions when it comes to having an EV car and an EV charger.
Yes.
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 in our flat in particular, there was a garden in front, so you can't really have a charger. We didn't have a place where to park the car,
So in some instances it doesn't work, but others it can work, even if you've got a
Yes.
flat with the right setup. So why did you buy an EV car?
Because we always been like at the green side, like how you say?
Quite sustainable.
Yes.
You've been quite ecological.
Yes, sort of. Yeah.
And did you go to EV because of the emissions or because of cost? What were you thinking about?
I think both.
yes, there is.
Yes.
There are elements in both because of course everyone wants to be green and wants to have a better planet. But at the same time, if it's more costly to become green, well, that's an obstacle. You can't go green if it's costing you an arm and a leg.
Yeah. So you bought your EV car.
Yep.
Happy with it?
Yes.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Do you love it?
I
Yes.
love it. Yes.
And what's the range of the battery generally?
It's 200 miles.
200 miles. And is that, I'm assuming that is enough for you, for your way
That's
of life?
more than enough for us.
How do you generally use the car? Are you doing long journeys?
We just doing it for like to bring our daughter to like have some classes, doing the shoppings, errands, and then pick him up from the office for work.
But during the weekend, we use the car a lot because we like to go around to visit new places in this wonderful country, of course. But at the end, we rarely use the full range.
Do you charge the car every night? Have you got into a habit of doing that or not?
Normally, when the battery, we plug it when the battery is around 50 or 40%.
Right, okay.
So the day after is ready for
So
us.
you actually might have quite a number of days where it's not on charge at all because you're just
Yes.
doing little runs to classes and to the supermarket. But then when it gets to about 50%, you think, yeah,
Yeah, that's time.
let's plug it in.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So you've got performance,
Yes.
sustainability, low carbon emissions.
Yep.
You're doing a bit for the planet. You've
Yes.
now got your own EV home charger. How are you finding it? What difference does it make to day-to-day life?
Very convenient.
Very convenient, yes. It's very easy to use as well because at the end you charge it in the night when you don't use the car.
Yeah.
You arrive home after the whole day out from the house, and then you arrive home, plug the car, and that's it.
Let's talk about the convenience and the flexibility of the charging at home. It's brilliant. It's on your doorstep. You don't have to drive somewhere else. You just have to plug it in. But what about EV Optimise? Because you're on that with ScottishPower, aren't you? What are the benefits of that?
Well, that's the best option.
EV Optimise is a smarter way to charge your electric vehicle. Using the ScottishPower app, Carlo sets his charging preferences in a few taps. How much charge he needs and by when. EV Optimise does the rest. Automatically scheduling charging at the cheapest and greenest times, outside peak hours of 4 to 8 p.m. He can charge whenever works for him, day or night. What would you say to anyone else out there who's thinking about getting an EV car and an EV home charger?
Please do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Well, well done for taking your steps to a greener way of living. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant and lovely to meet you.
Nice to see you as well.
The home charger has been an absolute game changer for Carlo and Angie. Not only is it really practical, but by scheduling their charge using EV Optimise, they're going to benefit from a cheaper charge rate, day or night. And with such busy lives, it's fantastic to have that flexibility. My next challenge. Where am I off to next? Bolton.